Rashidi, Ellis here. This is 44-1, from 25-1, from Lynn, Massachusetts.
Mi nombre es Damian, Chaves y soy de Argentina.
I feel good, and the opponent got to show me what he's going to bring to the table. I always win excitement to every fight that I go through. It's close to my city where I was born and raised, so he looks decent. He looks like he's a good fighter. He knows what he's doing in there, but not good enough.
Once again, welcome back to DAZN Boxing. Welcome back to the beautiful Oceanside Riviera, and welcome to CES Boxing's Halloween Knockout. Michael Parenti, Sucre Ray Oliveira bringing you all the action. We want to remind people to donate to the Joanne Sullivan Foundation. We'll show the QR code in a minute. But right now we're taking a look at what is to come in our, I said co-main event, I apologize. It's our main event tonight. Speedy Rashidi Ellis coming in at 24-1, making his official CES debut against Damian Chaves. Well, let's send it to Pat Sullivan for the official introduction.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here at Oceanside in Revere, Massachusetts, it is time for your main event of the evening. Brought to you by Whalers Brewing Company. Let's meet the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, Damian Chaves.
Chaves, the second fighter coming in from Argentina tonight, 14-5, 5 of those wins by knockout, a 32-year-old southpaw. He stands at 6'0". He has lost his last few fights. They've all been by knockout, so Chaves trying to turn the fortune around a bit and maybe get in there and get some rounds and perhaps steal a victory. Now, he last fought in June. We saw him against Cordell Booker at Mohegan Sun. He lost by third-round knockout. Ray, what do you remember from that fight against Booker? What did you take away from that performance?
All I remember was Booker. Sorry to say. But he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
He's quality fights on his record. He comes to fight. Booker was just a better, more explosive fighter that day. But today, he's the bigger fighter. Fighting Ellis. Speedy Ellis. He's the bigger fighter. And I want to see if Speedy's going to box him or stay there and bang with him.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Rashidi Ellis.
Ellis is the centerpiece of these newest additions to the CES boxing roster. Huge record, 24-1 with 15 wins by knockout. He comes in from Lynn, Massachusetts, part of a trio of fighting Ellises, if you will. His sister Rashida, his older brother Ronald Ellis was a very good pro. He started his career locally in 2013. At one point, he was 21 years old. He packed his bags. He went overseas and fought 10 times to build up his record and then signed long-term with Golden Boy Promotions. And he's had some setbacks in his career. He has looked at it as bad luck. He's had some setbacks. He's had some fights that fell through, opportunities that didn't go his way. And just that one loss on his record, he still has the opportunity to make that climb. And he feels that joining the CES boxing stable is what can get him to that next level and get him that long-awaited world title shot. And we'll see how that goes. Take a look at our tail of the tape here. Evenly matched, at least on paper, when you look at the age difference and the height. But certainly Rashidi Ellis brings a much bigger resume to the table in this main event bout. And with that said, we're about ready to get down to the action. We're going to send it back to our ring announcer, Patrick Sullivan, who officially introduced both fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. 8 rounds in the junior middleweight division, sponsored by Whalers Brewing Company. Fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from Buenos Aires, Argentina, with a professional record of 14 wins, only 5 losses, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He weighed in at 154 pounds. Damian Chaves. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, hailing from the city of sin, Lynn, Massachusetts, with a professional record of 24 wins, only 1 defeat, with 15 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC International and IBF North American champion. He is the Savage with a smile. Ladies and gentlemen, Speedy Rashidi!
here. Gentlemen, moving over the rules. Señores, le di las reglas en el camarino. Protect yourself at all time. Protégete a todo el tiempo. If I say stop, please stop. Si digo para, por favor. Okay? I'm going to set up the bell line. Everything above here is good. Everything above here is good. Touch them up. All right? Good luck to both of you. Buenas.
8-round main event. Ellis versus Damian Chaves.
So after winning the Most Entertaining Fighter Award in Season 2 of Team Combat League, Rashidi Ellis now joins the CES stable along with Mike Fontanez and Joe Bush, who you all saw tonight. Mike Fontanez actually escorting Ellis to the ring, still in his boxing gear for this fight earlier tonight. Now listen, Ellis said before this fight, he feels like he's kind of been forgotten about in a sense. He had a couple of years off. He had some issues with his promotion with Premier Boxing Championships. He was finally granted his release and became a free agent and is still on the market, still readily active and ready to go at 31 years old. It's by far not anywhere near the end of his prime run. I think there's still a lot left in the tank for Ellis, and a couple of wins could get him right back into the title picture.
Ellis, I agree with him. He is forgotten. He hasn't fought here since 2014.
That's right. And it's hard to keep that fan base when you haven't been active in your home city.
You've been active fighting, but you got to fight locally. You got to stay locally. Who taught me that? Vinny Paz.
Two big right hands there by Ellis.
Vinny Paz taught me, stay locally, build your crowd up, and then they would travel with you. And I'm happy he's back now, but let's see him stay here, stay fighting home, build your crowd back up, and you won't be forgotten. Your name will be back in there.
Having CS in his corner can give him those opportunities to stay home, fight local, and still rack up wins and championships, and perhaps get that elusive world title opportunity that he's been waiting for.
Yes. He has the talent.
Absolutely. He's got the backing now. He's got the Alex Rivera team, Rivera Boxing, in his corner. They've been with him from the beginning. And he said he wants a shot at Brian Norman Jr. He's the interim world welterweight champion. Right now he's fighting at 54 tonight as he starts to bring some of the heat to Chaves.
This is what I wanted to see out of Rashidi. I wanted to see him sit down and use his speed, not just run around like a rabbit and run and punch and punch. No, sit down. This young man can hit, and if he puts his power behind that speed, which he's doing today, no one is stopping him.
Some big wins on Ellis' resume include Eddie Gomez in 2019. That was for the IBF North American title at 147 pounds, and also beat Alex Roca, who was 16-0 at the time. That fight gave him the WBC Intercontinental title. So he's had a couple of minor belts. Hasn't had that shot at the big one. He was on his way in 2023, lost to Romain Villa. Close fight, didn't get the decision, and that set him back a bit, and now he's looking to get back in the win column. And just be active. Just be like you said, Ray. Be more active. Be local. Build that following back up and get to the next level.
I mean, his following that he had was in the amateurs.
Yeah.
He didn't build no following in the pros because he fought everywhere else but here. And, yes, he was with De La Hoya. But I'm sure he could have got fights here.
Flurry of punches by Ellis. And Chaves wisely takes a knee. Whether he continues, we'll see. He's nodding his head. He's got his gloves up. Looks like he's ready to go. I think maybe Chaves just wanted a break, to be perfectly honest. He was starting to get peppered in the corner, and why not take a knee, take your 8 count, show the referee you're okay, and get back in there. So 10 seconds to go in round 1, and he wisely does it right toward the end of the round as well. So doesn't give Ellis much time to finish the job, and there is the bell for round number 1. So Chaves, a little veteran gamesmanship there, but a great round for Rashidi Ellis.
It was a beautiful round for Rashidi Ellis. He changed his game plan. He sat down.
Yeah.
He's not jumping on his feet. He's sitting with his power and still letting his speed work with them hands. Triple, double, right hands. He's just going to come back with that left hook.
You look at the concentration and the flurry of punches. Ellis is a guy that truly will let his hands go. He'll showboat a little bit and give the crowd what they came to see. He'll always be active, and that's the biggest thing. Round number 2 about to get underway here.
I always say fighters should showboat after the fight's done. When the fight's going on, don't showboat. Anyway, Ray, you did it. What, smiling? That's not showboating, smiling.
Well, that's what you tell me. You do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, exactly.
My parents told me that for many years.
Yes.
All right, this one's scheduled for 8. Round number 2 about to get underway between Rashidi Ellis in the purple and neon green trunks and Brian Chaves in the purple trunks. Ellis already ready to go before the referee even rings the bell.
He's going to check that right eye.
Yeah.
Got hit with a punch. He's probably complaining it was the thumb. Exactly what he said.
Ringside
He's
position.
saying his thumb
Yeah.
hit into his eye.
Ringside position, checking him out. He gives him a go, so Chaves will continue for as long as he's able to hang in there with Ellis. Ellis, of course, wants to send this crowd home on a big positive note and end the show in style, kind of the proverbial walk-off home run of boxing, if you will. And by the way, Ellis did a lot of that in Team Combat League. He was typically stacked toward the end of the final 8 rounds where he could get a decisive win that put Boston in the lead or helped Boston cement its victory. And he was kind of a closer for the Butchers in that sense.
They used him the right way. They definitely did.
2:28 here into round number 2. Chaves trying to take his opportunities to get a little breather here. Ellis has been coming out rapid fire this whole fight.
I like I said, Alice, he's not bouncing. He's sitting, letting the fighter come to him, or he's going after him and just letting those hands go. And he's letting him go while his opponent throws. See, while he throws, he's throwing with him.
Ellis having a little fun in there. I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
No.
150 to go in round number 2. Again, we're scheduled for 8. Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira bringing you all the action on the zone. It's Halloween Knockout by CES Boxing.
See, he's too worrying right now about showboating. Just let them hands go. There you go.
There it is. Ellis working to the body, back upstairs, changing levels on Chaves, who's just trying his best to cover up and spin out of the way. Chaves throwing a few shots back of his own.
Ellis better learn to cover up, too. Might sneak one of those left hooks in there.
You got to watch out with some of these crafty veterans. They know the inside game, and they know what to do and how to, I don't want to say exploit the system, but they know the little nuances that can throw a fighter off balance. Yeah, all the tricks, exactly. And that's a big deal.
He's letting his hands go, but while he's letting his hands go, he's not bringing them back to his face. He's dropping them. So all his opponent got to do is throw one of them left hooks and catch him on the button.
I think, and I could be wrong, I think Ellis saw what he needed to see in round 1 and will try to take his time to get the perfect opportunity to perhaps finish the fight. I think Ellis...
He wants a special stop.
Sure, he sure does. And he's confident coming in that first round, I'm sure, has raised the confidence level to new heights.
Basically, he is in a different level. Mm-hmm. And we want to see that showcase today.
We mentioned Ellis 11-1 with TCL this year. It's a phenomenal record. And it's so hard to do that when you only fight one round.
Yeah.
And you don't know who you're going in with. Sometimes even that day, things change quickly in TCL. I mean, Ellis did a great job, and it was just the perfect format for him. And I think CS fell in love with him in that platform. He fell in love with CS, and it's this match made in heaven, if you will. 2 rounds in the books here. Rashidi Ellis has been in control of the pace. Alex Rivera giving some instructions in the corner. And again, Ellis, the goal is to get back to the top. He's 24-1. Take a look at some of the action here from round number 2.
You see here, he's sitting. He doubles, triples up that right hand. But he's throwing it hard, but he's not putting his hip into it. If he puts his hip into it, the round's over. It's done. Matter of fact, the fight is done, I believe.
That's it. As we saw the replays, referee in ringside position wave it off.
He's saying his right hand.
And it appears that Chaves has suffered, as you said, Ray, an injury of some sort. Perhaps it's the hand. We know the eye was an issue after round 1, but in any event, Rashidi Ellis has won by knockout, and he is going to improve to 25-1. A bit of an anticlimactic ending, if you will. However, Rashidi Ellis goes in there, does what he has to do. You get paid to get the victory.
A win's a win. It goes down as a stoppage, referee stoppage, and it's still a win. It doesn't say by injury. It says win by referee stoppage. Rashidi Ellis looked good for 2 rounds. He was sitting down, showing everybody he's back. We just got to see him fight more locally and stay busy.
As they say in baseball, everything looks like a line drive in the box score, right? But you never know what happens once that bell rings. And Rashidi Ellis delivering on his promise to get the victory here tonight. And the beginning of perhaps what should be a special relationship with CES Boxing and an opportunity for him to get back to the top of the ladder where he has been earlier in his career. We talked about Elvin Ayala having 2 different careers, perhaps this is almost like a rebirth of sorts for Ellis under a new promotion.
Yes, definitely. He needed a rebirth. He was dying and hoping to get away from De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions. He got away from there. He just got to he just got to do the thing and stay busy, stay locally, stop this traveling overseas and fighting. No one's seeing you.
Yeah.
It's not on TV. You want your hometown. Bring your hometown with you. That's what puts money in your pocket. Your hometown, not nobody else.
All right, let's send it back to Pat Sullivan with the particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee calls a stop to the fight at 3 minutes of round number 2 for your winner by TKO, the Savage with a smile, Speedy Rashidi Ellis. All right, Oceanside. Everyone watching at home live on DAZN, I'm here with the winner in the main event, Speedy Rashidi. I tell you, it's been a couple years since you last fought in an actual bout here in this ring. It doesn't look like there was any time wasted, no ring rush. You looked as sharp as you ever have in your career. It looked like you were ready for this moment. You capitalized.
Yes, first I got to thank God, thank CES for this opportunity in DAZN. But yeah, like you said, I'm always in the gym though, so it's like walking in the park for me. This is what I do.
So from nearby Lynn, Massachusetts, fighting here in Revere, you had a lot of support. This place was rocking when you came out here and you took that stage. What's that support like?
Oh yeah, I can't even explain it. I love all my people.
And you haven't fought here in this area in a long, long time. You fought all over the country. This is a homecoming right now. But I have a feeling, looking at your team, looking at Jimmy Birchfield, that this is going to catapult you to the next level, and the future of boxing is yours.
Of course, I'm coming back. I took a long layoff, but I'm back. I'm ready to take over. Everybody in the welterweight division, I'm coming. I'm taking all them belts. They already know that.
Now, I know that you will fight anybody. Your coach has said that you will fight a moving truck if that's what they ask you to go against. But are there any names? Are there any names that you want to call out right here?
Oh, all the champions, Boots, Norman, definitely Norman, because his pops was talking a lot of shit. I'm gonna whoop his ass. Shit, who else? Everybody, whoever got the belt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO, Speedy Rashidi Ellis.
So there you have it. Rashidi Ellis improving to 25-1 with the win by second round knockout over Brian Chaves in our main event tonight. Calling out Jerron Enos, others on that list who are at the top of the ladder now. Ellis has been floating between 147 and 154. He really had his most success at 47, and I'm sure could still fight there if he chose to. And really, when you think about it, with his ability to have the power at 54, the power at 47, he's got a lot of opportunities ahead of him.
I like to see him at 54.
Yeah.
I think he'd be great there with his speed and movement. I think it'd be great, and it's a much quicker way for a title, honestly.
Well, it's been an amazing night of action here at the Oceanside of Revere. We'll take a look back at some of the highlights from tonight's action. Mike Fontanez got his first win in his CES debut.
Yep.
Joe Bush did the same. Rashidi Ellis did the same. Besides Rashidi Ellis, who else stood out to you the most tonight?
All the fights, honestly. No one stood out today. Everyone came out and did what they're supposed to do. I'm happy that they gave their liking for CES. They got presented on the zone.
Yep.
It's a beautiful night today, not just for CES, but the zone and everyone else.
But I want to thank our audience on DAZN Boxing. Some of you who are listening to us and joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We hope to see more of you in the future, and hopefully you get a greater glimpse of CES boxing down the road. For Suco Ray Oliveira, I'm Mike Prenzi. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time at the fights.